The Enugu State Governor, Dr. Peter Mbah, has approved the appointment of 6 new commissioner nominees and a new Enugu State Head of Service, Dr. Godwin Anibo. Now, the names have reportedly been transmitted to the Enugu State House of Assembly for confirmation. This was made known in a statement signed by the Secretary to the state government, Professor Chidebere Oniya, yesterday. Now, the Assembly is yet to confirm the nominees, and specific roles or portfolios for each commissioner remain undisclosed at this time. This is also as Commissioner for Trade, Investment and Industry in Enugu State, Honorable Adaora Chukwu, and of course, she's also the daughter of former Governor Sullivan Chime, has reportedly resigned. After this break, we'll be finding out what it really means for the state governor to shake up his cabinet and what it means for the commissioner nominees to be facing the Enugu State House of Assembly with Ozo Igbonekwu Ogazimorah, Editor-in-Chief SBSGreat Interviews, attorney at law, and a former commissioner himself for information in Enugu. We've just received insights from our guest that it was an accident. 2 cars apparently collided at the CBN junction in Enugu. Afia TV is currently on ground trying to find out what really transpired and if the 2 drivers are still there. Apparently, there was an argument that ensued, leading to a delay in this conversation. Of course, other people who are also on the road involved in that traffic. But we're going to get insights on that in just moments, hopefully before the end of today's broadcast. Now we have in our midst our special guest, and shall we say source, Ozo Igbonekwu Ogazimorah, former Commissioner for Information in Enugu State, Editor-in-Chief SBSGreat Interviews, and an attorney at law. Ozo, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Welcome. Sir.
Thank you.
Welcome. So let's delve straight into this. We're seeing the state governor set to shake up his cabinet. We're seeing also that we're going to see 6 new commissioners. We don't know their portfolios yet. We have a new head of service in Enugu. So many questions. This is coming as we're even seeing the Commissioner for Trade, Investment and Industry resign for what she described as personal reasons. So before we head into the various facets of this conversation, could you tell us what it means for commissioner nominees to face the Enugu State House of Assembly? As you know, the next step would be for them to be cleared and perhaps issued portfolios.
Okay, thank you very much. Ordinarily, to clear a nominee in the House, it doesn't require much. It's just for you to come and present the qualifications you claim. If you say you have a degree, you show them the certificates. If you say you have this pedigree, you show the evidence. You present your CV, you just show those things. But then, some problems arise where certain things, facts, are known about certain nominees, and certain things come up, and they can't defend themselves. When they cannot defend themselves, then it becomes a problem. I know in some places there are lobbying. When I say lobbying, I say money. Some members demand money. They ask for money to clear somebody. Some members of the State Assembly, they ask for money to clear somebody. But I have not heard much of that here, so it's not likely to be the case. And because the governor has a good relationship with the State Assembly, such a thing may not come up.
Right.
But there are also political issues that may come up. You know, where somebody is known to belong to a particular political affiliation, that may come up. And they will tell the governor, particularly those from that area, will tell the governor, this person you want to make a commissioner has been working against us in the past. This person has sponsored this or had played this role against us in the past. When you now make him a commissioner, are you not undermining us? So things may come up. But they may not come. Perhaps the governor had done all the investigations about those persons.
How did you find your screening when you were when you were about to become Commissioner for Information under the administration of Dr. Chime?
Yeah, it was smooth. Only that one of the members brought the issue of me attacking the government when I was in Lagos, and I actually lectured him on what he's reporting. Because I told him we deal with facts and nothing more. I have no business with the truth. as the profession is about the facts. Okeke is 6 feet tall. Okafor is 5 feet tall. If you say Okeke is taller, that's your judgment. That's not my judgment. I have presented the facts. So I explained those things to them, and it went. Otherwise, it was smooth.
Okay, what could actually be the reason for this shakeup of cabinet for Dr. Peter Mbah, the governor of Enugu State? What could be, happening in some institutional parastatals that could, lead to this shakeup? Like up to 5 individuals, So I think 5 parastatals are going to be having a change of leadership, right? What could be?
Okay. Yeah. It is not unusual, right? There may be reasons. One may be the governor wants to rejig his administration. Another may be the governor wants to patronize certain persons. Another may be the governor is fed up with the certain appointees and wants to ease them out. Another may be some of the appointees, the existing commissioners, may have indicated interest in leaving, following certain reasons, like the one who resigned and gave personal reasons.
For trade, investment, and industry, Adaora Chukwu. We're going to come to that, yes.
So she gave personal reasons. Some others may not resign, but they will quietly tell the governor, please, I want to go, I want to pursue some other thing. And the governor will now cumulatively move them out. Some may be moved out for incompetence. Some may be moved out because of people's complaint. For instance, the Ministry of Rural Development, that is local government, chieftaincy rural development. There has been too much complaints against the commissioner over what he is doing in the communities. For the first time in Enugu State, the commissioner has set up caretaker committees against town unions in more than 70 communities. Just a little thing, he would set caretaker committee.
Are those not avenues for seamless work and oversee things? Because he wouldn't be everywhere at the same time. So he needs all these people, to give him reports that, back on whatever that is happening in those individual local governments.
Very good question. You see, I represent some communities, and in some of their dealings, I also appeared with them in the ministry. And the commissioner was there in all the cases, addressed them, listening to them. For instance, it is clear the commissioner doesn't believe in rule of law. Like in some communities, he would set aside the community's constitution and go ahead and appoint caretaker committee, which is not in the constitution, when he has not exhausted the various avenues to get credible election. He from the blues, he forced some communities to conduct election by delegates. Meanwhile, their constitution, that is when we say rule of law, we mean that the law has been set. We mean that we have agreed that we should be governed by this law. So for you now to inject what is outside that law, it is a travesty.
All right, let's shift away from this one commissioner. We don't know if he's going to be reassigned or if someone is going to be reassigned or assigned to fill up his role. We don't know that yet.
I brought it in as an example
precisely
of what will lead to.
Yes. So I want us to now focus on the commissioner nominees. That being said, we have, before we even get to that, you talked about resignation of Adaora Chukwu, who was the head of the Ministry for Trade, Investment, Industry in Enugu. How did you feel when you heard about the news of her resignation, citing personal reasons? It came, look, the timeline as well, just shortly before the shakeup, or did it motivate? What do we say about the timeline of her resignation? How did you feel about her time in service? What do you think this all means, Ozo?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, a commissioner resigning is not supposed to be a big deal. But what makes it look like a big deal, it is coming just a few minutes before the announcement of bringing on of new commissioners, in which case some people now say it's possible she had been told she was going to be removed. So now, acting to prevent her removal, she resigned on her own. That's an assumption. It was possible that she felt it wasn't going to be good for her to be eased off. Rather, it was going to be better for her to resign. And that would be on her record that she resigned rather than being sacked. So that may be the case. Another is that she said it was for personal reasons. So once somebody says it's for personal reasons and there's no need for you to probe further, then until new facts emerge, you have to accept it.
Okay, so let's look at the credentials of some of the nominees, because it's also very important. We don't know their portfolios yet, but they are up for the different roles. Now, this information was gathered from independent sources. This information is not from the Enugu State House of Assembly, but from Afia TV's own investigations into the profiles of some of these individuals. So I'd like us to start with one engineer, Benjamin Osita Oko, who is also one of the commissioner nominees. According to research, he is the managing director, CEO of Field Marshal Integrated Engineering Concept Limited. He gained admission into the Department of Civil Engineering, Enugu State University of Science and Technology, Enugu, where he was said to have distinguished himself academically, morally, socially, politically, and in every conceivable parameter. Now, he appears to be a member fellow of various institutions, and the infographic will be there for our viewers to also read more about him. But what do you think about the credentials of this particular commissioner nominee? What role do you think he would assume based off his broad experience seemingly in the engineering discipline?
Excuse me. Ordinarily, you would say that having engineering background, he would be sent to Minister of Works. But you know, the truth is that a commissioner is administrative head. So anybody can be anywhere. A lawyer can head any of the ministries, including health, because it is administrative. An administrator or public administrator or doctor, that's medical doctor, can head any place. It is political. So it's not always tailored to somebody going into what he knows about. But it is better if you have somebody who knows about it, instead of somebody who will come to learn about it. That his background, that his pedigree fits Minister of Works. It may fit other departments, but then allocation of ministries is not always based on that. It can come because of somebody's political sagacity, where the governor has picked some lapses, and they want somebody who has political stamina, organizational ability to come and step in, irrespective of the person's disciplinary background.
Okay, then we have another nominee here, Professor Benedeth Okoli, who is likely, according to research, a renowned academic and public figure. She's also the only known female commissioner nominee on the list. That was the much we could get about Professor Benedeth Okoli. What do you think about this particular nominee? Do you know her from anywhere? Have you ever heard about her?
I don't know her, not even by reputation, but that's an excellent credential. She has a good pedigree. It is expected that she should be able to carry out whatever assignment that is given to her.
Okay, let's shift away from there. We also have Dr. Samuel Obu Wobodo, who is a Nigerian legal scholar, public sector executive, currently serving as the managing director and CEO of the Enugu State Investment Development Authority. He apparently also holds a doctor of judicial science degree and has previously served as Enugu State Commissioner for Commerce, Trade, and Industry. Your thoughts?
I should ordinarily suspect he's going back there, particularly when the lady there has left. Because that has been his background. When he came into government, he was in that commerce and industry, trade and investment. So he may have acquired some expertise there or a level of knowledge to get into that. He has a good background for that. I haven't assessed his previous performance, but then I haven't read where it was reported that he did this wrong. So it's likely he's going there.
Okay, and lastly here, this was the last one we're able to find. Of course, there are 6. We're able to uncover 4. Still remaining 2. We could not find their data online. And this is why I say it's important to continue to update one's profile, because the internet is the internet of things. That is where people like us can get information. But it seemed non-existent for the other 2. But we do have Ben Collins Undu Jr., who appears to be the son of former Senator Ben Collins Undu, who was representing Enugu West constituency of Enugu State. He appears to be one of the younger nominees in this situation. Actually. Yes. So what do you think about this nomination?
Well, I want to say that Governor Mbah has done well in trying to promote young persons. He appointed Sullivan's daughter, no political experience. Ekuramado's son, no political experience. Now, Sinetondo's son, no political experience. Dubemonya, all these people, which is good because it is a kind of training for those people. But also, he is accused of elitism. You know, where he panders to the elites. He panders to the elites, those who are, majority of those who can gain access to being in his government, being those whose fathers were part of the old political elite. It is an accusation anyway, and it is up to him to say why he's doing that.
Oji, go ahead.
I want to ask this question, right? You said something about these people are not political viable. Maybe they are maybe rookies in the industry when it comes to politics. But you know, watching the trajectory of where our politics, our governance is going, let me use Enugu as a case study, right? Do you think that we have to still sit on that pedestal of political bigwigs to come into the government to carry out or represent institutions, other than looking for technocrats who, you know, on a very good day, they're not career politicians, but they can carry out, and you've watched their institutions or where their works at, they are doing great individually. Are we not meant to be shifting from that trajectory of always bringing career politicians to come and head institutions when we can get the rightful people in their individual institutions doing great?
That's a fresh perspective in line with what you said about elitism.
Okay. Yeah. Let me tell you this. You know, politics is just like any other business. You ordinarily would like to work, and after working, when it comes to political appointment is a reward. When it comes to reward, you take it outside. You won't like it. Right? Very likely those people I mentioned now were people who assisted him during the elections. Those old people, he's using their sons, were people who assisted him, who performed one function or the other, who opened doors for him, who took him from one place to the other, who called this person and said, the governorship aspirant in Enugu State, I'm sending him to you, please meet him, right? So he is rewarding them. Do you understand? So some others are being rewarded. Then on this, the technocracy you mentioned, yes, it is good to bring in technocrats. Do you understand? Remember what I said? The commissioner is the political head. You can appoint the technocrats as the permanent secretaries. They are the ones doing the job.
But when
as a director.
Okay,
when their thoughts don't align, to clash.
Let's look at what is on ground right now, because we're already running out of time, and you know we have to really try to wrap this up. We have a new head of service as well. Yeah. Now, the former head of service, according to our research, was Kenneth Ugu. So I have to ask, what is the actual tenure of head of service? Why do we have a new head of service? And head of service refers to the head of the civil service, of course, in a state. Why do we have a new head of service now, based on your experience?
No, head of service actually is a civil service job, right? So it's possible the other man is retiring. It's possible something went wrong and he may be sent back to the ministry and somebody else will move in. So it's not really political, although there are some political correlations, because he has to do certain things out of the norm in the performance of his duties. But then he is ordinarily a civil servant. And usually somebody who is retired may be brought in. The civil service, the head of the civil service is not likely to come from somebody who has never been a civil servant, because that is called civil service job. I do not see that one as any unusual thing.
All right, so could you tell us what the timeline for confirmation really is by the Enugu State House of Assembly? We understand that they have not started the screening process yet. They've not actually started. They are still receiving the credentials, what you can call CVs of these new appointees. So the process has not started yet. But what is usually the timeline for this?
The timeline is set by the speaker. The speaker will send invitations to them. You come for your clearance.
Right.
And that day you come. Some may not even be asked any question. The moment you present yourself, they ask you to take a bow. All
right, Ozo, thank you so much for joining me today. We'll continue to watch and see how this all pans out. I mean, all eyes now on the Enugu State House of Assembly, and Afia TV would, as sure as this morning, be there to cover the exercise and see which of the commissioner nominees will be overhauled and who would be answering other questions other than the ones he came prepared for. Thank you once again, Ozo.
Thank you very much.
All right, the morning show returns swiftly as we discuss the implications of Governor Mbah's Abia visit last weekend. Stay tuned.